Good afternoon. It is Saturday, January 17th. I am Bruce Leonard, of course, and this is Bruce Leonard Leans Left. While it's still legal. Still legal today. There's a lot going on, as usual. So, fucking war zone in Minneapolis. Somebody said, go to Minnesota. It's nice. It's real nice there. The people are nice. Which they are. I've been there many times. Minnesota's a great place. People are cool. The fact that he's turned it into this is it's unbelievable. It's to me, what's going on is not unbelievable as much as, like I said before, the disappointment of how many spineless fascist bootlickers live in this country who don't even believe in their own constitutional rights. They're just willing to just give it away to this fucking clown. It's like, all right, well, don't miss the pizza party for me. And of course, today, I don't know if you saw this, there was a pro-ICE demonstration. Some guy who, another guy, and I'm sure he's like Nick Shirley or something, they were saying he's a pardoned January 6th rioter. As this organization, you know, they all have an organization. I mean, I guess you could say I have an organization like this show, and the few of you who watch. What's up, Laura? But anyway, so he goes there as a pro-ICE demonstration. How big of a fucking bootlicker do you got to be to be like, go down there, I'm for this? A judge had to tell them to stop pepper spraying and tear gassing peaceful people in the streets. Judge had to tell them, hey man, you don't have to gas people just walking in the street. They tear gas a bunch of people who just lived in these neighborhoods. So people are just coming back from school or like bringing their kid back from basketball practice, and by their house they're just pepper spraying and then shooting rubber bullets. And a gas grenade went into a car with some kids breathing gas, you know, and then had to take them to the hospital. And they're like, these aren't even protesters. These are people who live in the neighborhood. So a judge had to tell him, hey man, stop gassing fucking peaceful protesters and people who live in the neighborhood. So put your bear spray away. I don't know if you saw any of these clips, but like they're all standing around like Dog the Bounty Hunter with big cans of bear mace. They can't wait to spray on anybody. And people are out there like, I'm for it. I fully support this. This is what I voted for. It's like, really? You must be a real asshole. And my mom, I told you, she used to always turn on the Fox News, and Fox News was like, what do all these people think about, you know, these people trying to stop these agents from doing their jobs? Blah, blah, blah. Like, the people are out in the street. I don't know if she's seen any of these interviews. There's people out there like, I never protested before in my life, but this is fucking crazy. You're like, that's what they think? It's fucking insane. You're on Fox News talking about this is all normal. And you should very easily just surrender your Fourth Amendment constitutional rights. And what's up, Lisa Darnell? Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, that's what, to me, that's the biggest surprise of this whole thing, is just how many people are willing to just give away their constitutional rights, their freedom. Your constitutional rights is your freedom. It's the only thing that protects you from from being snatched away and taken to a detention center or whatever. That's it. You just get giving that away because you want to get rid of some immigrants. Well, once you give them the power to take that away, they're going to turn it on you. I don't know, Westella, what they were censoring my language. Yeah, exactly, Julia. The Black Panthers showed up with their guns. Remember when Kyle Rittenhouse showed up with guns? They were like, yeah, that's the Second Amendment rights. And then the Black Panthers show up with guns. Hey, no, wait a minute. But again, those are your rights. You want them to take those rights away? That's what it seems like. They said, you're letting people go house to house with no warrants. That's against your Fourth Amendment constitutional rights. The church is Caesar. Or illegal search and seizure, I should say. As well as asking you for your papers. They're not supposed to ask you for your fucking papers. This is America. And people are like, no, we need to get rid of all these immigrants. It's like, the streets were so violent. It's like, the streets weren't that violent until you showed up with your plan to get rid of all the immigrants, which is also to terrorize everyone who lives in Minnesota because they didn't vote for you. Well, that's what this is all about. And Tim Walz for saying the things he said when he was running for vice president. You know, like that's what this is all about. It means you're a petulant child president. Hell-bent on revenge on anybody who's ever. That's why I told you, if you go back far enough, I'm telling you right now, you'll find someone in Venezuela who Trump thinks fucked him over. And that's why he's fixated on Venezuela. He's going to make a pay. If somebody in Venezuela wouldn't let me build a Trump Tower in Caracas or whatever. It'd be hard to convince me that that wasn't the case. Meanwhile, they raided a Washington Post journalist's house. I don't know if you heard about that, but apparently a contractor got some information, classified information, and leaked it to the press. Well, they arrested the guy for taking the information, but it's not illegal for a reporter to report information that other people give them. It's not a crime. But they raided their house anyway because that's not what they're after. What they're after is all his records and stuff so they can see his list of sources. That's what they want. And they'll get it too. And then they won't even press charges on this guy. They'll just go, well, we got it wrong or whatever, but they got what they wanted, which is his list of people he talks to so they can shut all those people down. These people are evil. I mean, if you don't believe that by now, I don't know what to tell you. It's like the people that watched Star Wars and thought that the Empire was alright, you know. It's like, the rebels are a bunch of communists. It's like, John says, after they get rid of the immigrants, then the poor, but they will need to hate and oppress someone. Yes. Yes. You see the story where the ICE all ate at the Mexican restaurant for lunch. Then they came back and arrested everybody when the restaurant closed. Well, that's a new one, Manuel. Usually people say Krusty the Clown, so I'll give you points for coming up with an original. At least no one really ever says that one, but I don't disagree. My voice is definitely unusual. But I don't know if you. Yes, John, the future is fucked. It's like his kids and all I care about, and they're the ones that are suffering. Yeah. Meanwhile, did you see this? Trump's gonna put tariffs on Denmark and France and all these countries that say he can't have Greenland. He said, well, you're going to pay a 25% tariff until I get to buy Greenland. For $700 billion or whatever number it is. And you're like, where is this money coming from? We can't get health care, but you got 700 billion laying around, $1 trillion laying around to fucking buy Greenland. And people in this country take it. That's the thing that's the most, like I said, mind-blowing part of it to me is how many people take it. Have I watched rugby? No, not much. Jason, I'm a big football fan. No, I'm dedicated to this show because right now the Bills are playing the Broncos and I had to leave at halftime to do this show. It's killing me. It really is. I was like, man, I might not just keep watching this game and not go do the show. But I said, I'm a professional. I'm fucking dedicated. And the show's catching on now finally, so I can't half-ass now. Yeah, I can. People have always said I sound like Krusty the Clown. I can't believe they let them eat at that restaurant, John. It's the first part of it. But they were nice enough to let them eat there. And they came back and arrested them. It's some Gestapo shit. Who's they sitting there? Oh, I see you have a good, nice restaurant here. It's like, be a shame if we came back later. And arrest everyone. These people are evil. They're evil. And then these people are on TV like, oh, some of these agents, they just want to make America safe. You know, it's like those people are gone. People that had loyal, good intentions to work for the government, they're gone. Trump cleaned all those people out. Replaced them with drooling, nut-licking sycophants and nothing but bootlicking fascists and thugs who want to commit violence against immigrants. This is their wet dream. You don't understand. It's like he's just empowering a piece of America that's always been here. And we always put it in the closet and pretend like it didn't exist. Well, you see it now. It exists. It's about 30 to 35% of this country. Who, when you look at these polls, when Trump falls to his lowest popularity, he gets to about 35%. There's about 35% diehard cultists, fascists who are for this. They enjoy it. It's like porn to them to watch it on TV. You know, the ICE people shooting people and tackling them and choking them by the neck, and they like this. I don't know, John. And I don't know what's going to happen, like I was talking about on the last episode. There's 300 million people in this country. There's 400-something million guns. And sooner or later, them guns are going to come out. Like I said, I'm not advocating for that, but I'm saying sooner or later, you push hard enough, those guns are going to come out, somewhere. Somebody's going to do something, spark off, something. Somebody will try to be John Brown, be the spark that starts off the second Civil War. You know what I mean? Like, and I've been saying before a million times, like, I don't want it to come to that. I'd rather peacefully secede. I think we should carve this country in two before we kill each other, because that's what they seem to want. Because they're on like this rhetoric roller coaster where, like, once they started going down the hill into extreme shit, they ain't coming back. They're all in. I don't know if you watch these shows, the Fox News and these right-wing podcasters, Benny Johnson's, like, they're all in. Tim Pool, they want Trump to invoke the Insurrection Act. They want Trump to lock up, liberals and whoever they don't like. That's what they want. And if you start shooting them in the street, they wouldn't care about that either. As you can see about that woman. Nobody's too sad about that woman getting killed on the right. As a matter of fact, she deserved it, they say. She's an unarmed woman who lived in the neighborhood again. She's a domestic terrorist, they say. Mother of three. Domestic terrorist. It's like, what? What are you talking about? They're we're way over. Yes, Julie, I saw that. But see, that's what they want. This is no shit. Laura Ingraham last night was or the night before last was playing heavily edited tapes to make it sound like the Democratic leaders of Minneapolis and Tim Walz were saying, encouraging violence against these protesters. When if you listen to what they say, they've been saying over and over and over, please be peaceful. We need to be peaceful. That violence is what Trump wants. Don't give him what he wants. That they just edit these tapes and they play them and the people on Fox, they don't care. They think that's what they're saying. That's what I mean is they're not coming back from the extremists. They're gonna keep pushing this until division is all they have. So, but there's a point where you push that division over the line. Oh yeah, John, I bet Jesse Waters has a full-on Nazi chubby. Of course he does. Every night. But Daddy Trump, is gonna teach. Daddy Trump's gonna spank you. He said. It's like, man, you turn on Fox with Jesse Waters or something, you listen to it, you'd be like, man, for people that are against gays, this is very homoerotic. Daddy Trump's gonna spank all of you. He's gonna teach you a lesson. It's like, hey man, this is fucking weird. It's like, people are getting shot. Anyway, my point was about the guy in the beginning where we got sidetracked was this guy sets up a pro-ICE demonstration. Now, you know what this is, right? He's just trying to provoke some kind of violent confrontation between his pro-ICE protests and the leftist people, everybody else. You might as well say. And so what does that make him, right? An agitator. He's an outside agitator who come in, just like they say all these people protesting are. Even though most of the people protesting out in the street fucking live there. Like I said, they were walking around interviewing these people. And there were people in the crowd that actually said, I've never protested anything in my life. I usually just stay in my house. He's like, but this shit's happening right outside my fucking house, It's crazy. So we decided to come outside, like. And people that said, oh, I voted for Trump, but this isn't, what I voted for, it's like, of course. Well, I mean, if you didn't think that was what was going to happen, you just didn't think it was going to happen in your city. Right, you wanted to sit in your lazy boy and watch it, through the comfort of Fox News channel screen, happening in some other place. But now it's happening outside your house. You're like, hey, wait a minute. Yes, this is what you voted for, but now it's in your front yard. It ain't so fucking pretty, is it? And they keep saying, oh, we're getting criminals off the streets, and then most of these people that they arrest aren't criminals. You think that those people that cook the burritos for them, the Mexican restaurant, were criminals? Really? Now there are some criminals. There's just enough criminals for them to pull one up every now and then. You go, hey, look, here's one. It's like, oh, these people really are in Trinidad. It's like, yeah, but you already said that there 5,000 people were who weren't in it. You go, oh, now you got one. Okay. It's like, that makes it all worth it. Like, those people that cooked the fucking Mexican food for them at the restaurant are not criminals. Matter of fact, they sat there and ate. And were served. I'd like to know if they tipped, fucking assholes. And I sit there like, oh, this is a nice restaurant you have here. It'd be a shame if we were to come back around closing time. This is America. This is what you've let them turn it into. And again, people cheering to give away their constitutional rights, just cheering. You're all the freedoms in this country were bought by the blood of your ancestors. You know, all the way up to the labor movement of the 1940s and 50s, you know, the coal mine wars and all that shit. The Teamsters Union, all that shit. Those guys literally fought in the street. Big corporate interests and their fucking goons. They did fist fight when people tried to break up the strikes. They'd run in truckfuls of fucking muscle that would jump out of the trucks and just start beating up the strikers. You know, like, it was a fight and a war to get rights, privileges, you know, for you to be treated like a human being. And what they call them people communists too. They're a bunch of communists. They don't want us to be able to pay you $5 an hour in perpetuity. It's like, what do you mean you want rights? You know, like, and they won those rights through blood and fighting. And you're just giving them away like little pansies. So I said they need to change the national anthem, because we are not free or brave. When you're just willing to just give away the constitutional rights that people have died for. Now I say, oh, stand up and respect the military for keeping us free. Really? Well, look at them now. Are they keeping you free? You know, they're waiting for another illegal order to strike some dudes in a boat or whatever. Kidnap the president of Honduras next, or whoever else Trump decides. Greenland. To kidnap the president of Greenland. We will give him back if you sell us the property. John says, when my grandpa worked at GE, he said that there would be cars overturned on fire in the parking lot during strikes. Maybe that's the problem. They do that kind of shit for football games now. Yeah. We're definitely a late stage Roman Empire, like as far as the societal collapse, you know. And we've lost our moral compass. And now you just want to, like I said, destroy the NATO alliance. You see that Canada made a big trade deal with China. Did you see that? Just as I predicted. Again on this show, is that the world is going to move on without us. There ain't going to be no more us. It's going to be us and no one else. And everybody's going to go, hey, fuck you, man. When somebody decides to attack us now, they're going to be like, hey, well, fuck off. No, ain't nobody going to come help us. We're the enemy now. It only took 1 year. Like I said, he's threatening tariffs on all of the European countries until they sell him Greenland. They're not going to sell him Greenland. And like I said before on this show, he already made a deal with the European Union, a trade deal. And now he's already backing out of it and changing it or whatever. So like I said before, why would you make a deal with this guy when you know he's not going to adhere to anything he fucking says? His word ain't worth a shit. So nobody's going to trust him. You can make a deal with Donald Trump. He fucking change the deal tomorrow. He's like Darth Vader, I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it further. Now give me a Big Mac. It's like, it's the fact that people are putting up with this. I mean, of all the things he's done, they're all horrible and terrible. But saying that you're going to trash the NATO alliance and just do Putin's bidding for him, and then keep continuing to tell me that he ain't some kind of Russian asset, you're going to go fuck yourself. It's like Trump's talking points are Putin's talking points. Like that's what he does. He wants to just. If that's how you treat your friends, like I said, you ain't gonna have any fucking friends. And like I said, nobody's gonna make a deal with a guy. You can't trust him. He's already breaking the deal he made. So what are you gonna do? Like I said, we're all going down this path together. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how we change it. And I'm sitting here talking to, like I said, I get a couple hundred viewers across various platforms on this show, but Benny Johnson and Tim Pool and all these guys, they got millions and millions of people watching. These people are brainwashed. I was reading this article today. We talking about all the kids that Charlie Kirk had taken control of their brains somehow. And that when Charlie Kirk got killed, those people were like unhinged because they didn't have an identity anymore, because their whole identity was being brainwashed by Charlie Kirk. Now you think about that. There's millions of these people who they don't know how to think. They're just being told what to think by this machine. If that don't scare you, I don't know what will. Like I said, there's millions of these people. The disenchanted, the disaffected, the incel dudes that can't get laid, the gamer fucking weird fucks, they all have their own little cliques across the internet. Well, Charlie Cook managed to tap into that somehow, on a level that these other people haven't, been able to do, because I don't know why, because I listen to I try to listen to his stuff, and I'm like, I've heard this before. It's not anything new. It's all a rehash, repackaging of old grievances. Like I said, the fucking Goebbels used to use that kind of shit. And then Fox News, that's all it really was. Charlie Kirk was just like another Fox News channel on the internet. So you're here to convince you that the immigrants are creeping through your yard at night. They're going to massacre your family. You know what I mean? Like, things that aren't true. They're kidnapping your dog and eating it on a barbecue. All black people, what did he say before on this show? All black people, all they want to do is get destroyed, all the whites. Like, what? Do you know any black people, sir? I doubt it. It's just like, it's like that woman, right? His whole, if you ever listen to Charlie Kirk's show, one of his central points was that you own your wife. That your wife must do whatever you say, and she doesn't have any say in anything that goes on. She should just stay in the kitchen and breed you and fucking breed, and have children and raise children. That's what a woman's job is, right? And then he died, and his woman's jumped up like she's going to be in charge of shit. It's like, why didn't you listen to your husband? Because if you did, you'd shut the fuck up. It's like, no. I'm not telling you that's what you should do, but I'm saying that's what he said you should do. It's so disingenuous, trying to pretend like what? Oh, he was a champion for women's rights. Oh, yes, he would want his wife. He would want his wife to, yeah, I'm a little. Me and Laura went to the Cyclones game last night and took a bunch of gummies, and that maybe I have a gummy hangover. Like, still buzzed a little bit. It's like, I don't know. We had a good time, though. But yeah, and everything that your parents, your grandparents, everything that they fought for, you're just shitting on right now. Where's all these people that were like, we need to get, there's nothing more ironic than the guy who, right now, there's a guy who has a podcast with a "Don't Tread on Me" flag behind him and a like a Punisher skull, behind him, and he's like, "You should just comply with." If she would have complied, she would have got shot in the face. That's what. It's like, dude, you don't see the inherent stupidity of your own. You don't even know what you believe. You're brainwashed, like I said. All these people that used to have, they're like, I need all these guns to protect us from a tyrannical government. And they're like, why didn't you just comply? If your whole stance is that you should just comply, then why do you need those fucking guns, bro? You're not going to do anything. It just shows you that they're full of shit. I'm old enough to remember. You remember, when Waco happened, everybody was pissed off. Rightly so. Because the U.S. government killed 80-something people, including women and children. Terrible. And all the right wing were like, this is a tyranny. We need to fucking have a civil war. And Timothy McVeigh was like, okay, let's do it then. And he blew up that bomb, and all those people were like, hey, man, we don't know him. The day before, they were like, yeah, we need to take on the tyrannical government. And then McVeigh was like, and they were like, whoa, wait. Well, we didn't mean like that. It's like, well, what did you mean? That's what I mean. They don't mean anything. They're just talking shit all the time. Looks like constantly. It's the whole thing. It's talking shit about shit they don't know anything about. They all got opinions about things they don't know nothing about. But they've been told what they should think by Lord Daddy Trump. Or Steve Bannon, or Tim Pool, or Benny Johnson, or Charlie Kirk, or whatever. It's like I said before on this show, it's a brainwash machine. That's what the internet has become. Rabbit holes, endless rabbit holes you can go down, and they try to get a hold of you. And then they convince you all this bullshit. Like that guy, like I said, like this guy Shirley. His whole existence is to just go around. Like I said, these people, that's their existence, is to divide people. There's nothing positive. Like he tried to say, oh, what I'm trying to do is help fraud and all that. It's like, no, you're not. Because like I said, it's a disingenuous bullshit story that's already been covered. What you're trying to do is use something that's there, and conveniently there, to stir up trouble for Somalis in Minnesota. That's what it... And not only the Somalis, that's it. Once the ice comes, it's everybody. If you ain't white. That's the thing I don't understand about that either. It's like you're talking about there ain't no fucking white immigrants. There ain't no white illegal immigrants, really. There ain't no Russians or in Minnesota. I would imagine there's some. You don't hear about them, do you? Because the entire thing is a gaslight. Like I said, they're racist Nazis who want to cleanse America of as many brown people as they can. That's why they keep telling all the white women, you have more babies. Because they're deathly afraid of becoming a minority. And that's what it's all about. If you think that that's not it, like, I don't know what to tell you, because all you gotta do is look around. Yeah, I saw that. He's like, we gotta take care of fraud, and then he just frauded. He pardoned the fraudster that he had already commuted her sentence for her previous fraud, and she got in trouble for more fraud. After that, now I had to pardon her again. It's like, he's like, we gotta stop this fraud. Like, the fact that he gets away with this stuff with a straight face, people take it. It's the part that I can't, like I said, can't wrap my head around. And he pardoned the guy who sold 500 tons of cocaine into the United States while saying he's going to shove cocaine up the fucking noses of piece of shit gringos. Pardons that guy. But then invades Venezuela to get this other guy for, I don't even know if he sold drugs. Did you see this? There was a judge, I swear to God. A judge. He was appointed by Ronald Reagan. Not some left-wing fucking Biden appointee judge. A guy was appointed by Ronald Reagan. Said that they conspired to violate the Constitution. That it was one of the most unabashedly shameful things he'd ever seen in his life. That another guy said he was an authoritarian, you know. Like, these courts are the only thing holding up right now. And they ain't going to hold up forever. Because if he does do the Insurrection Act, right, that gives him vast powers that the courts can't do anything about anything. Which is amazing that he hasn't done it yet, because I believe that he knows when he does that, that is when, like I said before, the guns will start coming out. People will start doing shit, like real shit. It won't be like France, you know, where people setting stuff on fire. People will be blowing shit up and shooting people. Like, this country is crazy, like I said, and filled with crazy people with guns. It's a tinderbox. Yes, it was horrible. It was. But that's not my point. My point is, the right-wingers talked all that shit and ginned him up to do that, because he thought that they were really going to fight. And when he did that, they were like, yeah, we... because they're not really interested in the real fight when it happens. They're a bunch of shit talkers, like I said. Fake tough guys. They'll get their asses kicked when it comes down to it. You know what I mean? Because they're not really that tough. It's all false bravado with my big pickup truck and my fucking shotgun in the back. You know, that's like... It's fake. It says false bravado. You gotta be whimpering. That's it. Put him in a real dangerous situation. Yes, I remember it too. I remember both. I watched both on live television. There's a lot of things that have happened in my lifetime. I saw lots of things on live television. Do you remember when they first started that you could watch the world unfold on live television? Was when we invaded Iraq, and CNN was there, like showing every little thing that was happening. They were showing bombs going down little chutes, and you know, they're showing the invasion in real time. Those guys were inside that hotel when the bombs were going off, and they were I remember it vividly. And that was the very first time that, like, cable and all that had got to the point where you could watch stuff happen in real time on live television, and it's just got worse. Now you could just go to TikTok or go to, you know, and you can see videos that people are there right at that second, filming and uploading, and you can see all kinds of shit. It's crazy. That's what I mean, though, is that it's harder for them to hide shit. You know, they tried to put that video out and say that guy was hit by a car, you know, and then they have all these slow motion stills from the videos where it shows the car's not even, I mean, it's close to him, but it's not touching him. There's clearly a space between him and the car. It's like, dude, and he's like leaning over and shooting in the side. It's like, dude. And then they said, oh, he had internal bleeding. Turns out they didn't even take it to the hospital. See, this is what I was talking about the other night. Is these are the most disingenuous people that the court. I told you, the judge said they lied in court. There's been like 18 court cases that they've said that the government has blatantly misrepresented itself in court. Lied, basically. These people will lie about anything. And they'll railroad you and make up charges. They'll fucking do whatever they want. Because they don't have any ethics. They're evil. Like I said, but then they said, like I said, oh, he had internal bleeding. And it turns out they didn't even take him to the hospital. Guy had internal bleeding in the abdomen, they said. And he's carrying boxes out of his house, like, 12 hours later. Like, oh, he's not on light duty, It's like, shit, I have abdominal bleeding. Like I said the last time, it's like, if that was true, they would have came out with all the x-rays and all of the medical records and reports. They would have said, see, this is where he was struck by the car. This is where the bleeding was happening because it punctured his abdomen or whatever. But they didn't show you any of that, did they? Right? Because they're lying. They lie about everything. You can no longer trust the United States government because it's filled with people who are just like Donald Trump. Soulless scumbags and fanatics. People who are worse than Trump, really. Because I think Trump just likes the power. But some of these people like Stephen Miller are fanatics. Nazis. Like I said, that chick, the nutlicker fucking press secretary who just lies every second of every moment of every time she opens her fucking mouth. These are fanatics. A Christian, nationalist, Nazi fanatics. He took his peace prize. This is hilarious. That woman gave him his peace prize, right? The Pulitzer Prize said, you can give away that medal, but the title of Nobel laureate will never change. It's that woman. It'll never be Donald Trump. At Newsmax, I swear, would post it on the thing. Trump honored with Nobel Prize. Like I said, it's North Korea level alternative universe shit. And they're going to tell you that the economy is great. He's going to tell you that unemployment is up, down, and inflation is done, and all this other shit. But it ain't true. And you can keep believing what he says, and that's fine. But you're going to get caught by surprise when reality catches up to you. And all the things that we're telling you were going to happen is going to happen. No, the economy is going to crash. Bad. It's not even going to be like, oh, a little bit. No, it's going to, a lot. All this fucking shit that I said China just made a deal with Canada. Canada ain't coming back to us. All these businesses are closing. Around here, the bourbon, they're closing these bourbon places because no one's buying bourbon. Why do you think that is? Canada was heavy bourbon drinkers. He just wiped out 5 or 10% of their market overnight. Needlessly. And what's going to happen when there ain't no one else to trade with? He's like, oh, they need us. Like, they don't need. Like, it would be nice to have us. Sure, it's helpful. But they don't need us. We've only even been a country for less than 300 years. These countries have been around longer. They existed before the United States. They'll fucking exist after. They don't need us. Trade is not like a cudgel and trade is a benefit to both parties. The fact that Trump doesn't see that, that's what I'm saying. In their nationalist fervor, they think that America's so great. It's like, dude, they systematically gutted all the real things that made America great, the manufacturing base and all that shit. They sent all them jobs overseas to cheap labor. And now they're like, oh, we're going to bring it all back. It's like, that's not how it works, bro. We haven't even begun to feel the effects, the long-term effects of all this dumb fuckery. But you will. Yes, exactly, Julia. So the products we sell are made in the countries that they are partnering with now. So cutting out the middleman. Exactly. Exactly. You're like, a tariff, he keeps acting like tariffs hurt them. Tariffs don't hurt them. Tariffs hurt the companies that are buying the shit that's coming in. Which is here. Just like now, he's like, oh, you're going to tax us again? You'll sell me Greenland, I'll tax my own people 25%. It's like, all he's doing is backing himself farther and farther into a corner where he's all alone. And he thinks that because the military is strong that he can, like, how you can't stretch yourself so thin all over the world. What happened to these people who said we weren't supposed to be the world's police? Seems like they're all for that now. Thank you, Hamza. No, well, that's the thing that's messed up, Ken, is she gave him the Nobel Peace Prize, but she didn't even get what she wanted out of it. He's not going to make her the president. Dude, he took $100 million or something worth of oil, sold it from Venezuela, sold it, then took that money and put it in an account in Qatar. Turns out he's going to give it to some guy who contributed to his campaign. Shocker! It's the most openly corrupt shit you've ever seen in your life. If people would see him and just keep cheering while he puts the boot on your neck at the same time, I've never seen anything like it, ever. I really haven't. I mean, it's one of those things where you watch, I guess, you see it in other countries and you're like, oh, I don't know how that happens. And thank God we live here where that could never happen. Like, no! It's happening right now. It's like, this guy's a corrupt. Like I said, I give it to them. They were smart. They cleaned out the Congress of anybody who was disobedient. They put in the drooling nutlickers who would do and say whatever they tell them to say. They got them primaried in, and they got them voted into Congress. And now they pretty much have decided to shut down the Congress. It's unbelievable. I mean, you would get voted in just so you could abdicate your own power. Because like I said, it's a monolithic cult of personality. It's not like the Democrats where they're fighting. Like now the Democrats are fighting over, should you say abolish ICE or not? It's like, fuck, man. At this point, if you're not for abolishing ICE, then what the fuck, shut up. You might as well not even run for office. Because ain't no one gonna listen to you. It's like... You realize that ICE didn't even exist until after 9/11. It's a recently created, that's why Stephen Miller loves it. Because a recently created Gestapo-like secret police organization that didn't have a lot of rules attached to it. And a very vague mission statement. And he was like, well, we could use these ICE agents to just get rid of all the immigrants. Yep. Looks like you can. And he's like, while we're doing that, we can slowly erode their constitutional rights to the point to where when we're done with the immigrants, we can start kicking in other people's doors and say, and use whatever vague fucking reason that we use to get the immigrants out. And you go, yeah, that's, I think, a good plan. And the guy's like, yes, I'm for it. Because he's a moron. People who don't know nothing about history can be convinced to repeat it because they don't know anything about it. I saw a thing, it was true. It was like, he was like, one of these Holocaust survivors said, you know, it wasn't Goebbels or Hitler who shipped me off to a camp. It was the shoemaker and the baker and the guy in my neighborhood that they gave him a uniform and told him that what he was doing was righteous. It was the regular dude who drug him off. It wasn't them. He was just following orders. You know, that's how you do it. That's what these ICE people are. Oh, just follow orders. Try to keep America safe. Like, from what? The guys that made your lunch? You fucking kidding me, man? Yes, Julia. Laura was doing that the other day, too. Julia says, I'm done responding to anyone who tries to defend him and his regime. It's an instant block when they comment under my comments posts. Blocked a friend from high school last week, known him 40 years. Yeah. Laura was doing that, too. She was like, I can't believe all these people. They're like, yeah, I know some, too. Like I told you before, I know a guy who's everything they hate, and he wears that mega hat and does a podcast for them. And I'm just like, you really don't think that one day they're going to fucking come for you when you've outlived your usefulness? Like, yeah, come on, guy. You don't. The fact that you would listen to people who lie to your face. And this is like not even, like I said, just politicians tell lies, you know, white lies or fibs about stuff. Like, these people lie to your face like they think you're fucking stupid. You know, if you think that woman who got shot in the face was a domestic terrorist, you're a fucking moron. You know, like, people have, I guess that's what I said before. People have lost sight of what it was to be an American, what it's supposed to mean. They're brainwashed into this fascist fervor that they want to get rid of everybody who doesn't think like them. Like me and Zorkin were having that discussion on the last episode, and he admitted that, right? You know, that I was correct in my assumption that he just didn't want the other people to get powerful enough to vote that, you know, to vote them out or whatever. Yes, that's it. That's it. That's what it's about. It's the great replacement theory bullshit is or whatever. Yeah. Well, my friend, I knew this guy I worked with in Vegas. He's the nicest guy. He's just in the military, same thing. But the stuff he was saying to me, I mean, he's not even a bad guy. And you're like, he was like, World War III is necessary. It's the only way that America's going to get itself back on track. You're like, really? That's a pretty fucking grim view of shit, you know. And meanwhile, these people are like still talking about, well, trans people in sports. It's like, all of your health care is being slowly wiped away. Millions of people being kicked off the Obama. That's what this is all about, too. Trump doesn't want you talking about the economy, how bad it is. He doesn't want you talking about, you know, how they won't release the Epstein files. We haven't even fucking talked about that. It's already under the fucking rug. Where's the outrage? With the files, they're still stalling to release these files. They've only released like 2,000 pages out of 20 million or some shit. And no one is saying, well, what about these files? It's like, because they're flooding the zone with so much other shit. I say, well, I'll invade Venezuela and I'll invade Minnesota and I'll threaten Greenland, and the news is talking about all these other things. Meanwhile, Epstein file slowly going to the back of the shelf, and where they hope people will forget. Well, yeah, he's made $1 billion since he's been president. Some guy was talking about that yesterday. He's like, all up until all this time, Trump, was rich, but he was like a fake. It's like fake rich, He had a bunch of properties and a bunch of assets, but didn't have a lot of cash. That's why his businesses were always in danger of going bankrupt, because he could never bail himself out because he didn't really have money. And he's like, he was always fake. But now, since he's become president, he's made $1 billion, and now he's feeling himself because he's got assets and real money, all of which was grifted off the Trump meme coin and all that other shit. Which somebody said, if you invested in the Trump meme coin, you have nothing. But he took home that windfall profit because he cashed in. As soon as everyone bought it, he cashed in. The meme crashed, the meme coin crashed, everybody lost their money, but he already cashed the check. It's the ultimate Ponzi scheme. And then, yet they still run and buy a Trump phone with it. The Trump phones never even came out. Shocker. Everybody bought that Trump phone. Never even happened. Now they're offering like some other kind of phone as a replacement. But of course, he took their money up front. I told you, these are the dumbest people on earth. That's no shit. It's just like, all you gotta do is watch what's happened. They're pretty fucking stupid. Anyway, I gotta get out of here. Go with Lars and watch the second football game. I want to thank you, please. If you just stumbled upon this show, I've been saying this now at the end of every show, but I need to. If you just stumbled upon this show and you enjoy yourself, there was a couple new people in the thread here earlier. I said I'm on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, United States. So whatever country you're in, whatever time that is. If you want to send me a message, it's Bruce Leonard Leans Left at Outlook.com. You can find me on the TikTok. And I do want to say something. I don't know much about what makes things go viral or what makes things pop on the internet. I just have always, I've had a couple things pop, but it was always random and you didn't know what. Usually it was like a picture of me in a joke or something, but I make memes all the time, and I post memes all the time, and I get views and it's cool, but I made that meme with the one piece of chicken, one piece of broccoli, and the corn tortillas. It's the simplest meme that I've ever made. It's like 3 pictures, and on the top I just put, like, Trump administration releases their new $3 food pyramid. It was like a picture of a piece of chicken, a piece of broccoli, and a picture of a corn tortillas, like that fucking chick was saying. You're supposed to get something else, but she said, and something else. She didn't say what the something else was. I've seen a bunch of other things, kinds of memes where they added in there was one that was like a piece of bit of honey or something. But anyway, that simple meme, and it blew up on the TikTok. It's still going now. It's got thousands of views, and it's hundreds of comments. That more than anything I've ever put on the TikTok. More than clips of this show. So I don't know. I don't understand what it is that made that particular thing pop. Like, I guess it's simplistic. So it was like, this has got to be AI, right? It's like, no, it's not AI. I actually made it myself, but why you would think it was AI, I don't know. But it's just used meme maker and made it. But anyway, I don't know why I got off. Like I said, again, if you're new to this show, thank you. And if you watch this show regularly, thank you. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. And remember, if you're new, I'm here Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, United States time. I thank you again for being here. And I will be back on Tuesday, which I'll be back to work. Oh, God, my vacation will be over. It's winding down. Time to go back to the shitter. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I'm Bruce Leonard, and I'll be back Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much. Good night.